first reaction, I have no insight into this at all. Purposely avoid any information, any leaks, and nothing. I want to go in full on. It's always really exciting because I try to avoid it. Hello, Brax. I assume there's probably going to be some D.Va stuff here. I'm hoping, like, if we had like a wish list here, I think something that needs to address D.Va. I think probably something that needs to address tank overall. I'm hoping that there's some armor tweaks as well. I don't know if they're going to do the armor tweak that I wanted them to, but I really do feel like tanks are too tanky right now. We've talked at length about Overwatch 2's struggles with finding tank identity here, and I am curious to see if they made any progress with that. I don't know if we have any information as to whether they're going to do that or not. Beyond that, I don't really have any expectations. I don't think anybody's over or underperforming too much. Like, I know Zen probably underperforming a little bit. I don't really know who else it would be, really, frankly. So let's take a look here. So Overwatch, World of Warcraft, yada, yada, yada. You guys have seen the skins. We don't give a frick. Okay. They're cool. There's cool skins. I just am not a World of Warcraft guy, and we generally don't put a ton of attention onto the cosmetics here. Roll Q Mystery Heroes.
Let's go.
Roll Q Mystery Heroes is a new variation of the popular Mystery Heroes game mode, but using the Roll Q rolls. Last thing. If you haven't read the patch notes yet, it's probably too late now, but I do encourage you, just for the integrity, go look at them yourself, make your own conclusions before you let, content creator talking head shift your opinion of things, because that is going to happen. If I'm negative, if I'm positive, if I'm neutral, it's going to shift your opinion of things. So I try to be more balanced, but I do have my biases. Yes?
I'm going to sit this one out.
Okay. Thanks, Spoopy.
I'll be moderating chat. Please be nice, chat.
Okay. I love the fatherly touch on the shoulder. But yeah, draw your own conclusions here. All right. Roll Q Mystery Heroes. Roll Q rolls. Heroes will be selected among the heroes. I mean, actually, this is pretty cool. I know people are going to be like, oh, but it's kind of the chaos of it. But one of the downsides of Mystery Heroes is that, compositional flexibility, it's like if you have a support, you just pretty much win. That's pretty much it. So it's kind of a bummer. And I think this keeps the fun and randomness of Mystery Heroes, which I even do in my quick play games. When I'm playing with friends, I just like to have them pick the hero that I want to play, and this kind of brings it into Hero Mystery, which I think is cool. I think this is cool. So, I mean, is it going to replicate that peak of playing with like 4 tanks and a support? Oh, great. Yeah, no, but I find more often than not, it feels kind of like lame to just be like, oh, we rolled the dice, we get 2 supports, you guys didn't get any supports, we're just going to auto win. And because Mystery Heroes with ult charge doesn't carry over, things tend to snowball pretty quickly. So I don't know. Feels okay. You can still create a custom game of Open Queue. Okay. Deathmatch is moved from unranked menu to the arcade menu and will appear in daily rotation with other deathmatch modes. Oh, interesting. It might be that the play rate of unranked deathmatch just wasn't all that high, so they're going to rotate it in and out. It's worth noting that may or may not affect like my warm-up recommendations, depending on how often unranked deathmatch shows up. So we'll see. Yeah, tryhard free-for-all still exists, but tryhard free-for-all is super inconsistent, at least for NA times. Huh? What? Yeah, you can get Ice Cube. All right, competitive updates, competitive drives. Competitive drives are limited time events that take place near the end of the season in competitive play role. As you complete a drive, you'll earn bonus competitive points and new rewards called signatures. Cosmetic reward will appear in your name in most locations where your name is displayed, including your name card. Just cosmetic stuff. Motivating people to play competitive for competitive rewards. One of the things, I don't know how these are going to look, so I will reserve judgment and see how they look in game. But the idea of more competitive rewards is always good. Always good. I think that's something that I've been complaining about for, I think, 5 years. Literally, the lack of competitive rewards has been hideous, and hopefully this is a step in the right direction. So, hey, nice job. Great stuff. Love it. Kisses. Free value. Nice job. Hero updates. Okay. Frick, man, I'm like, okay, we're standing on the chair, sitting on the chair, I'm not that sure. Armor flat damage reduced from 10 to 7 per impact. I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, it's a big buff to those heroes like Soldier, like Genji, like Lucio, who got really screwed over by the 5 to 10. It's like a middle ground, but my problem is that now, 7 damage Okay. So let's talk about really quick about why they did this. Okay, so armor 5 damage reduction. But wait, that means that armor basically does nothing to bigger instances of damage, right? Fire rockets, Hanzo arrows, even stuff like Zen damage, like it's pretty insignificant, right? So we need to buff those armor's impact on those damage instances, right? Instead of just screwing over tracers and soldiers and stuff. But then they went it so it actually screwed over those middle damage sources like Genji and Soldier, and so now it does that less, but now it's like, it's once again, I mean, it kind of was initially anyway, like 10 is not that much damage. It's still worthless on like big bursts of damage. So like, it's like, you know, okay, here's what it is. I'm happy to see this, but this is not a solution, right? We talked about my recommended solution, which was about having maximum damage reduction, which they already have, which is 50%, and then minimum damage reduction. I have a YouTube video where we calculated it, and I've been told many times that this shouldn't be too hard to code. I don't know if they're too busy for that right now, but that has to be the long-term solution. I would love if they are working on a long-term solution for armor, then they let us know. Because this is a significant damage increase for those medium damage characters, but it also means that the damage reduction for like actual burst damage is still bad. So like, what's the point? You know, like why don't you just bring it back to 5? Like, I mean, let's just random darts. You know, it doesn't really. It's not a solution. It's not a solution. And this is my one criticism of like a lot of the balancing recently, is especially in regards to tank. Whether it's the passives or the heroes themselves, there's a lot of random number changes without any idea of where we're really going with the role. Where are we going with armor? What should armor do? What should a tank passive do? What do we want the tank role to be? And I know there's a lot of disagreement within the 5v5 and 6v6, but we can at least, while we're waiting for the 6v6 test, we can at least experiment with the identity of the role. And I will say that the mega tank buff patch at least experimented, right? Maybe it wasn't a very good result, but at least experimented, and I hope we don't just randomly change numbers around again. I understand that, Dino, but if that's the case, then they never would have needed to increase the damage reduction from 5 to 10. Because 5 was enough. Tank rollback passive, knockback resistance reduced. This knockback resistance value has changed a few times in the environment. The game shifts. With Juno entering the roster and bringing more sources to speed boost to help rush down the enemy team, we like to make things more susceptible to displacement again. Sure. I feel like this one was always maybe the worst one out of the bunch. Maybe even worse than the headshot passive, which, I mean, it's hard to say, really. Like, I'm not a big fan of either one. But this one was always, I feel like, a major problem. This is something that needs to be dealt with on a hero-by-hero basis or a boop-by-boop basis. This is good. This is good. Yes, D.Va. Developer comment. There's been a lot of community feedback surrounding D.Va lately. On average, she hasn't been overperforming, that's very important to know. I know people are going to freak out over this, but this is what happens with community perception of something. Something gets buffed. Nobody cares. 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 And then somebody goes, wait a second. That hero is strong. Whoosh. Everybody, right? Then the hero gets nerfed. Hero's actually not that great anymore, at least in winning the game, okay? But everyone's still like, right? It's people are just slow, and that's normal. This has happened for 7 years in Overwatch, right? 7 years it's happened for Overwatch. D.Va is not fun to play versus. D.Va is not fun to kill. But D.Va wasn't necessarily wildly broken. Necessarily. She's still strong, but maybe not necessarily wildly broken. So I don't always trust their win rate, pick rate metrics. I've historically have not shown to be perfectly accurate, but this doesn't surprise me, is what I'm saying. Not overperforming. She's quite difficult to take down. True. D.Va's problem is the identity of the tank. Which we're going to talk about after this patch note. We got a big talk after this patch. You guys should stick around. Give me all your ad revenue. Reduced her max, shifting the arms of her armor to normal health. So armor is a little bit reduced. Obviously, armor is also a little bit nerfed. And reduced her max combined health by 25 armor. With armor's effectiveness being hit in the same patch, we'll keep an eye on how it displays out adjusted. Sure. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. She did receive a pretty big buff from the micro missiles explosiveness, but I don't think lethality necessarily is a problem as long as the character is punishable. And so we'll have to kind of keep an eye on it. Let's put it this way. Is this a solution for D.Va long term? No. No, the character still has major issues. Like, Matrix is just... I don't know, man. Like, but... Sure. This is like, hey, this makes it so that you don't want to quit the game maybe as much in the meantime. An important nerf disguised the bug fixes. All right, let's cook. Let's just zoom. Let's zoom. What's the bug fixes, chat? Oh. Oh, okay. Fix an issue with D.Va's boosters, movement speed stacking multiplicatively with speed boosting abilities. Yeah, so there's the Juno speed ring D.Va boosters. Bam, bam, bam. Perfect. All right, love to see it. Happy. Everyone's smiling. Sunshine and roses. Perfect. All right, we move on. Orisa, developer comments, we still don't want Orisa to chase down enemies while fortify since there's not much you can do to fight during that time. So while we're not removing the movement speed penalty entirely, we are lowering it to a point where it feels much better for Orisa to use. I understand like that what they're saying about like fortify. Oh, there's no counterplay to fortify movement speed. But man, just nerf the amount of damage reduction or fortify, or allow you to headshot her during fortify. Or here's an idea. Use a mobility cooldown. I hate Orisa. I don't like Orisa. I think Orisa has potential, but not in her current state right now. But the movement penalty with fortify is one of the most painful things that they've ever done with a character ever. So yeah. Sure, fine. I just hope that she doesn't mean that she's being played a lot. 3 buffs in a row. Guys, okay, stop. We're adults. We are adults. If they said they reduced more fortify movement speed penalty from 20 to 19%, that would technically be a buff. Would it be a significant buff? No. Stop saying, oh, 1, 2, 3, 3 big number. I don't care if it's 7,000 buffs. If the significance is the result. Is the result of this going to be Orisa too strong? Maybe. I don't know. But stop counting as if that actually has any matters. It doesn't matter. The result is the result. Period. Period. Fortify has a movement speed for the same reason that Reinhardt has a movement speed penalty. But yes, the fact that Orisa is unkillable during Fortify, Orisa fortifying should in no way represent Reinhardt shielding, is my problem. I'm not saying just give Orisa movement speed back. I'm saying that Fortify shouldn't be literal invulnerability, or almost literal invulnerability. That's the problem. The whole fact that you have a weapon cooldown reduction, but can't actually move while you're utilizing that weapon cooldown, cool reduction, is so stupid. But yeah, anyway. Roadhog. Developer comment, this is a revision to Roadhog's previous resource regeneration to improve its primary tanking ability. Okay, guys, never mind. I take it all back. We're doomed. We're done, guys. It's over. It's over. We're done. Yeah, we're done. Been nice knowing y'all. I'm gonna go in and stream right there. Yeah, I will see you guys. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of struggled there for a second because I couldn't figure out how to change the scene. I was like, where is that? Couldn't figure out the right. Yeah, this is. I mean, I don't know how much this will be, but Roadhog is such a toxic character that I just don't ever want to see him. Orisa has potential. I hate her, but no, just no. Just go away and never come back. PK, don't say that. Don't say that, Poop Kip. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. No, we're working on it right now, Pinecone. Yeah, I mean, is this going to be a significant buff? I don't know. I mean, what is this? 25% increase, but I don't know how much that actually means. It just means he heals faster. Essentially, it's what it is. The total amount of healing, I think, is the same, but that is Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Huh?
I have food in the microwave. It's also sweet potatoes, and the timer goes off. You turn the oven off.
Yes.
You just leave them in the oven, but you have sweet potatoes and.
If it beeps, I have to turn it off?
Yes.
Okay.
When it beeps. Turn
Get
off
chat.
the
When
timer,
it beeps, I have to turn it off.
and turn off the oven so the house doesn't burn down.
Okay. All right. Sigma, the shift in damage from Hypersphere's direct damage into the explosion component is to improve the effectiveness of the air burst explosion when playing at maximum range and makes it more threatening against tightly grouped enemies. Okay. Impact damage reduced, 10 damage, explosion damage. Sure, that's fine. Basically the same, but yeah. No, it didn't beep. It was this. It's like a hotel thingy.
A hotel.
Yeah. No longer deals damage to self. Okay, sure. Yeah. I don't know. Like, did Sigma need more AoE damage? See, these are the kind of changes that's like, it's a small buff, but the question is this the buff that Sigma needed? You know? Is this going to be game breaking? No, not even all. You're not even going to notice it. But we should all, I think with our feedback, we should not just critique something whether the end result is bad or good. We should critique something based off of the spirit of the change, right? Same way that you coach somebody. You don't coach somebody if they miss the anti-nade, but they try to do it at the right time. Hey, good try. Right? What's the spirit of this change? What's the spirit of this change? I don't know. I'm not sure. Does he need more explosion damage, AoE? I don't know. I'm not being passive aggressive. I actually don't know. You know, just something to think about. You guys draw your own conclusions. I will need to put more thought into this. I don't think it's going to be super noticeable, but yeah. Bastion, oh my days. The spread reduction is intended to improve the assault mode's weapons' effective range against smaller targets while not changing much regarding how to good it is against tank carriers in a larger size. Okay. Spread reduced from 2.2 to 2 degrees. Ultimate cost reduced by 12%. It's whatever, sure. Notice that they're very thoughtful about how they're doing it versus tank. This is fine. Like, I hate freaking Bastion with a burning passion, but at least it's not buffed versus tanks. I'm indifferent. This was actually something that I recommended for Bastion like over a year ago. If they were gonna tweak him, sure, whatever. I don't like Bastion. Bastion almost basically falls into the Roadhog category for me. But if you were gonna buff Bastion, sure. Thank you for the gifted sub, Hobbs. Sky, you're welcome. JJ Mosh, thank you for the sub. Yo, what the frick is that?
It's a towel because I'm going to just. I got it.
Brilliant, smart choice. Yes. Cassidy. We're reducing how impactful the hinder effect by lowering its duration, as the crowd control can be a significant source of frustration for players. Shocker. Who would have thought that people don't like hinder? What is it that Emong says? Oh, what a great hinder. You know, what is he saying? I really love Emong. Since now there's less time to follow up with the shots in the weapon with the opponent hindered, we're increasing the explosion damage of flashbang. Okay, sure.
Very well. What do you have to do when the timer goes off?
Turn off the oven.
Good job.
Thanks.
You can't.
Do not give me a kiss. See, dude.
If you need a water bottle for Jake, there's water bottles up there. Oh, shoot. You're gonna need this. I almost took your
My wallet? Yeah, that would have been unfortunate.
Bro, that would have been bad. It was like Gabe's been doing a lot of driving.
Yeah, this is good. Now, one of the things that we talked about, guys, do you guys remember?
This.
All right, love you. Yeah, that's perfect.
Cool, I'll keep that.
Do you guys remember when we talked about, like, what is the effect when you buff an ability's damage by, but you nerf its utility? When you buff a CC's damage, but nerf its utility, what do? Hey, Brax. What is the effect? Right. It's better versus squishies, but it's worse versus tanks. I know what you're saying when you say it makes it dumber, but I don't think it does. I think any CC is just so easy to just dump on the fattest target, right? But when you do this now becomes a much more impactful ability in 1v1s, especially with how breakpoints play around, right? But it's not as valuable to just throw it on the Winston or throw it on the Ryan, right? So I'm okay with this. I know some of you guys like make it dumber. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it actually. I felt like Hinder was just not that good versus squishies because it just didn't do enough damage. And Hinder was not as useful depending on who you hindered. But now it's like it's interesting. Most people just throw it on tanks, you know. So I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. I still don't like Hinder as an ability, but I think this is a good change. I think now you have to have more choices about who you hinder now, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with. Hanzo. I'm expecting a buff here. I feel like there's been so much crying about Hanzo, so... the change restores Hanzo one. They'll require more accuracy with the smaller projectile size, and it's now slower to charge shots, reduce the frequency of the projectiles being thrown out. After trying the recent iteration of Hanzo P9, core gameplay, small range of heroes. Okay. Normal arrows are no longer affected by global projectile size increases. Okay. Maximum damage increased. Okay. Time to fully charge increased. Okay. I need to think about this. One of the main criticisms I've had of people's solutions with Hanzo was like, a lot of people's solutions with Hanzo with the headshot thing was making it harder to one-shot. Like, and my take was always like, maybe not globally, but on certain cases, but it was like, well, isn't that just going to make him a much more inconsistent output character? You know, it will the longer induction speed like screw it up. You know, I don't know. The good news is with the global projectile changes, it does take skill, right? Like you do have to aim the arrows correctly, which is good.
Were to solve Hanzo, my solution would be give him more funny arrows to use.
So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not against this change. I think we'll just have to let it play out. And I really think my problem with Hanzo is that I personally haven't put a lot of thought into Hanzo, frankly. I think he's a really messy hero. He's too good up close. He doesn't really have a range identity. He doesn't really have a lot of dynamics with how he plays. He's not a low skill hero. He's just not a very interesting hero. And so I don't feel very qualified to talk about Hanzo enough. I can give some of my initial thoughts, but I think if I don't have a lot of thoughts on it, if I haven't thought about it enough, I don't think I really should say anything. So, yeah. Yeah, the hero still melts tanks. Yeah, right. So, like, I mean, Storm Arrow is Storm Arrow, right? So, Mari, get down. Get down. My cat is... Get down. Get down. Get down. But I think I need to put some... my stomach is like, yeah, you know, but I need to put some more thought so that I can communicate my thoughts a little bit more accurately, and so I'm not going to throw shade without like some real beef behind it. You know what I'm saying? Venture. As a highly mobile damage character, Venture doesn't need quite as much shield health from their passive as they currently get to be successful. Sure. I mean, that's fine. I like the shield health dynamic because it forces you to use your abilities, but if it's too much, it's too much. It's fine. No real comment here. Moira. Wow. Okay. I mean, this is kind of one of those Season 9 changes where health pools have increased, and so no aim abilities have not scaled as well. But also Moira, I hate Moira, and burn Moira, so I don't give a frick. I don't like this. I don't like this Moira. I don't like Moira. Not because it's a bad balance decision. It makes logical sense, right? Coalescence doesn't benefit from the projectile size changes like a lot of other ultimates, but also frick, Moira. Frick, Moira. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're locked in, man. You get what I'm saying? So, I get it, but also frick you, specifically. Yeah, I mean, but it makes sense. Whoa, Thorn Volley ammo increased. Why do I hate Moira? I think she's a noob stomper and can indirectly... Whenever we did the most hated hero tier list, which was obviously biased to my community, but the vast majority from bronze to gold, Moira was very much hated in the lower rank community because she punishes... Because people in lower ranks can't kill Coalescence. They can't kill it. So, yeah. Okay. Light Fever. More ammo. Cool. Nice. Big shout out to the. Have you guys played much Lifeweaver since the last patch? Feels pretty good. Like there's still a lot of work, dude. I had this cool idea. Chat. Listen. Don't correct me with this. Don't burst my bubble with like facts and logic. But what if Lifeweaver had a half cooldown, have on life grip if he pulled somebody over 75% HP? So you could use your life grip to actually like reposition teammates. Think about it. You get what I'm saying? So you could actually like use your life grip like more offensively and instead of just saving people. Dude, look, I'm trying to fix the Lifeweaver, all right? Like, life grip ain't going anywhere, guys, okay? It ain't going anywhere. People always troll. Dude, people don't always troll. I agree with you. I don't like life grip fundamentally, but it's in the game. Let's make it work. That would make it work. You're holding your tank hostage in spawn? Yeah, okay. Well, whatever. Listen, if people are trolling you with life grip, they're going to troll you with the life grip no matter what the cooldown is. I mean, you got to be worth it. It's worth a shot. Guys, don't burst my bubble. Please don't burst my bubble. Be kind. Be considerate and sweet. Don't give me actual legitimate criticism. Just say, streamer, what a genius you are. Here is my wallet. Here is my firstborn child. Please have both. That's the strategy. You get what I'm saying? Yes, good. More. Yes, good, guys. Thank you. Okay, your bubble sucks. Okay, buddy. All right, Zenyatta. With the current addition of more speed boost in the game, Zenyatta and generally more poke-oriented team compositions by extension have fallen off a bit due to how immobile and vulnerable he can be, which I think is not necessarily a total bad thing. And I love Zen. Zen is probably my favorite character in the game. But poke-ear metas are generally a little bit more toxic as opposed to some more of the brawlier comps and the more divier comps, in my opinion. At least some of the pokier heroes can be a little bit more toxic, but it is correct. Yeah, it's definitely in the Overwatch 2 environment. Space is a lot more important. So we've tried increasing his health and passive, but it's proven problematic. Yes, I was actually just talking about that today. It's like giving D.Va more matrix. It doesn't really fix what the character needs. So instead we're leaning into his glass cannon nature. We've been improving his damage, which should enable new breakpoints and how many shots are required to eliminate an enemy. Okay, it's beeping. I have to turn that off. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, thank you. No, I got it. I'm way ahead of it. I have some thoughts with Zen here, maybe, okay, let's see here. We're improving his damage, new breakpoints, new shots. Damage increased from 48 to 50. Okay, so is Discord 25%? He can 2-tap headshot now. Got it. Okay. Versus 225 or 250? 250, right? Okay. Interesting. Cooldown per target reduced from 7 to 6 seconds. Man, I'm always so confused about what to do with Discord. I honestly hated the cooldown thing, but I do think it does give counterplay to the tank, which I think is a good thing. I'm honestly not too sure. But yeah, one of the ideas I had with Zen is like, if you think about Zenyatta here, what Zenyatta's problems are, I know everyone's going to make fun of me for saying this, because it's a little predictable. Harmony Orb and Discord are really impactful abilities. The problem is that you don't always have the vision, the sight lens that you need to be able to get them done. I wonder if like giving him, remember the creator patch where he could snap kick for verticality? I wonder if like being able to like use that for like minor mobility would be useful, and him being able to reposition and control more space. So you don't want to give him like mobility, you don't really, like serious mobility, and you don't really want to give him sustain either. But yeah, I don't know, just like the ability to like reposition a little bit more. You don't like Zen Kick? I mean, I don't like Zen Kick in terms of the boop, yeah, for sure. Yeah, like tiny exo boots, you know, like 4 meters up kind of thing. I don't know. I feel like it'd be worth experimenting with to see how
much
make
more
sure that he's still
flexible is
punishable,
Zen in
right?
Other types of comps when played with a Juno.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like Ana needs, because the funny thing is I see people call for Ana to get mobility. Maybe not. Maybe I'm misremembering. But I feel like more people call for Ana to have mobility than Zen, which I think is backwards. Like I don't think Ana needs mobility at all. She has self-defense. She has a lot of offensive output. She has a lot of flexibility with how she can rotate because she has those defensive cooldowns. Zen doesn't. So there's a lot more limitations with how he can rotate. And so people don't want to give Zen the, it's like, it's backwards, you know? Yeah, so no, I definitely don't think Ana should get mobility because she has the cooldowns, right? But yeah, I don't know. Not every character needs mobility. Well, yeah, I agree with that, but well, maybe. I don't know. It depends. Clash, fast respawn after a point has been captured has been removed from Clash. We'll be looking to implement an alternate version of Clash for the future. This just means that, like, if you lose a fight, you're less likely to recontest immediately afterwards. Does this make snowballing a little bit stronger? So that makes offensive snowballing, like, more attractive? I don't... Yeah, actually, you're so right, Michael. Maybe the best hit change for Zen... I forgot about that. I always have been a hitbox pilled guy. Respawn timers for defenders gets reduced by 2 seconds for each segment the attacker is securing the final capture zone. Yeah, so this is the second change. Hi, pretty girl. We're bumping here. Okay. The second change is just a balancing act for the first one. In other words, they're like letting you encouraging you to snowball for the first tick, but making it so that it's harder to capture all the way. Right. So it's motivating you to get that first tick, but not making it easier for you to full cap, right? Because I think that was the problem, is getting 1 tick on third point is really big because you can go 1, 2, 3 points, and then you can even go lose 1, 2. And then, like, you can... I mean, I think this is okay. I just don't know how much, like, leaning into the spawn idea of Clash is good. I mean, it's a short-term fix, maybe. I think they've already told us that you know, they're doing more serious work for next season. But, yeah, Clash is still going to be Clash, would be my prediction. There might be a little bit more flexibility, but it's still going to be Clash. Stop sucking up, Sky. Ignore people that compliment you like a real gentleman. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, full capping will be a lot harder, but that's okay. What? No? Yeah, well then fine. Never be a real gentleman. See if I care. Yeah, sure. Whatever. You scare me? Yeah, well, mutual. The initial boost of speed boost heroes receive when leaving the spawn has been increased in duration from 1 to 2 seconds. Increased maximum potential duration of the speed boost from 5. Sure. Okay, fine. I mean, again, the time between fights and Flashpoint is significantly higher from my understanding from other modes, so sure. Mr. Streamer, your takes are so good. Here are our watts. Thank you. I think that's it. This is interesting. Sigma's graphitic flux being reduced by damage reduction is interesting. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think in terms of changes here? I don't want to go any recency bias here. I'm going to kind of scroll through and refresh myself. I will say not a real problem solver patch, but that's not always what we were expecting to see in midseason. What do you guys think? B minus? I think B minus. I think B minus. I think it's not like, again, it's not really a problem solver patch, but we don't really get problem solver relative to many of the patches we've had. I'd say B minus. Could be worse. I think the controversy is going to revolve more around things like the Hanzo stuff, and the understandable apprehension at the spirit behind changes like the Moira change, like the Bastion change, and like the Roadhog change. So I think this has the potential to be anywhere from a B patch, B, to a C patch, depending on how things boil out. I don't think we really know. On a paper basis, which is really not, I would say B minus, C plus, but it could be a little better or it could be a little bit worse, depending on how things are going to say.